Well, congratulations to Memphis. They played a very physical and a good game, and they outrushed us and obviously outscored us. They had more yards than we did, and I thought coming into the game that we could have an advantage there, but their defense did a nice job on us, and their offense, they did about whatever they wanted to in the run game, with two guys over 100 and 290 yards. We just didn't tackle well. We weren't fit well. A second week in a row, we came down to a chance to win and had a turnover not to. And so it's, disappointing for the guys that we didn't win either one of those games. But I'm going to give Memphis credit. They played a really, really good game and well coached.
Great, Tom.
What was your take on the 2-minute drive you guys had going, what you wanted to do there?
Yeah, well, we knew he had 3 timeouts, so we were in a church situation. So at the 2-minute mark, we wanted to get a first down because we wanted to get him out of his timeouts, but we weren't going to score. And so at that particular time in the game. Now, we may have changed to do that later on once he got out of his timeouts, but at that point, when we fumbled, I think he'd only used one of us, and we were trying to get a first down, and then we were going to decide whether he was going to let us score or whether we were just going to nil it out and kick the field goal. But we still needed another first down to get him out of his timeouts, and as you've seen, he went 95 on us in no time before, so we were trying to take all the clock we possibly could. Unfortunately, we fumbled, and at that point, game was over.
They won the turnover battle 3-1.
Yeah.
How did that play into this game?
I think it was 3-2. I think Miguel had one, and Julian had one, but it certainly played a factor. Obviously, the last one played a major factor. They all do. Mike feels terrible, and I hate it for him because he's been such a great player for us. He still is. He just happened to they jarred the ball loose from him. But, we lost turnover battle by 1 last week and lost by 6 and lost it by 1. So it has some major relevance in the game. Obviously, the last two fumbles at the same time in the game 2 weeks in a row.
Sam, what did you see into the first half, their touchdown? What did you see on that play?
Well, we were in pretty good coverage, I thought, and I felt like we got pushed off on whether we did or not, I don't know, but I felt like we did, and we'll look at it on tape. But I thought when they threw the flag, it was on them, not us. But evidently, it was what he saw and what I saw was different, and that's why he's official.
Another flag was kind of the holding on Omega
Yeah.
on Taylor's long run. Just how difficult is it to swallow when 2 questionable calls like that play such a big difference in the outcome?
Well, I appreciate the comment and all that, but to be honest with you, if we as bad as we played at times on offense, defense, if we just hang on to the ball there, we win, and it's not as big a deal. But I appreciate the comment.
You guys have had a ton of success on 3rd down this season.
Yeah, one today.
Right. Where was the?
A little bit with that Mike run through. We had problems a little bit with Mike run through. They were pretty aggressive in the secondary, Taylor didn't take off as much this week as he had in prior weeks, but we for whatever reasons, and we were in 3rd and a little bit longer, more than probably what we've been in the past as well. But we didn't, we were number 1 going in the country coming in, and we didn't convert. I think we were 3 for whatever today.
Sam, what was your gut reaction to Mike's fumble? Did you know it was knocked out in this one?
Did it he or I or?
Just your gut reaction.
I saw it on the ground, so I was hoping that some part of his knee or something was down, but I saw it on the ground. They made a good call on that. We fumbled the ball, but I saw it out on the ground.
What did you say to the team in the locker room after the game?
Yes, we got a lot of work to do. We tried to fix some things. Defensively, we were trying to fix some things from a week ago. I don't know how much we got fixed, to be honest with you, with a 500-yard day on us. But I told them we got to get to work. Offensively, we were in field goal range on the second to last drive, and we got sacked. That took us out. We're going to go up 8, assuming he makes the field goal. So we wasted some points there, where, instead of them scoring, going for 2, not making, they score, going for 2 and losing. So. But the bottom line, you can name 1,000 scenarios on there. We can't let a team go 95 to take the lead on. We just can't, and they went by pretty easy. So we have to do a better job there.
Sammy had 28 points in the first 25 minutes of the game. Easy to point to the red zone turnovers, but what changed with just 3?
I think the biggest thing was we weren't running the ball. In the second half, and on first down, we were trying to run the ball, and we were making negative yardage. And I think that was probably the biggest thing of the second half. We made a conscious effort because we were running it pretty good in the first half that we were going to try to run and play action a little bit more in the second half. And, it's hard to play action when the run's not doing very good. So we just started behind the change, to be honest with you.
Coach, why do you think it is that Taylor couldn't take off as much as that Memphis defense think?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. I don't know why he elected not to take off like he normally does, but you'd have to ask him.
Sam, to be so close 2 weeks in a row, what do you do to keep from getting frustrated? What do you tell the team to keep from getting frustrated?
The first thing you do is you look internally. I look at myself. I look at the staff and what we can do better. Are we playing as well as we can with who we have and all that stuff? And the answer is no. So we have to continue to find out what our kids can do a little bit better. And now that hadn't been any concern offensively for, the first 3 weeks. There's some stuff we obviously have to look at after the day where we can get better offensively as well. But we haven't played great this year yet defensively, and we've got to figure out why. Is there something that we can do a little bit better? We thought we had it fixed today, but for them to have 500 yards on us, we obviously didn't.
Were you surprised by either the lateral, the interception play, or the onside kick?
Well, the lateral, no, we weren't surprised there because we picked it off. And the onside kick, no, because we recovered it. So really, neither one of them we were surprised on.
How much was ball security? Did you stress in that moment coming out of the 2 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we stressed that and stressed on Church. We didn't want to score. But we had to get another first down. Oh, we didn't have to, but you want to leave 50 seconds on the clock for them? I don't. And at some point, we had to figure out, we talked about whether we were going to kick a field goal or whether we were going to score on them or had the opportunity to score on them. And at some point, I thought he might let us score to get the ball back. But he had used his timeout. We had the first down. He would have used the second one. We would have made him use his third one. And then we would have figured out what we want to do. But obviously, at that point, we were in great, easy field goal range to win the game.
Sorry came out early in the game, and then
Who?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Then his tackling didn't seem to be.
No,
the same.
I think he's something. It has to be something to do with that hamstring again, Tom. Has to be because he wasn't running like he normally does. Not at all.
How's Taylor? Because there was a moment in one play where he stayed down for a while, and it seemed like
I think he's running the ball more, so I think he's a little bit beat up. So he's got some soreness to him, and he's tough. So if he stayed down at all, that means he was sore, hurt. But we have to have his legs as well to win, and so. He's probably been hit a little bit more in the run game than what he had a year ago.
You got Notre Dame coming in this week. From what you know of the team, leadership, what bounce back?
Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. I mean, we've got to get our confidence back defensively, and we've got to help them do that. Offensively, we're scoring 3 points in the second half. I mean, we got to get our confidence back there too. We got to show them that we're coaching them well enough to change that. I like the team. I think we're going to be fine as far as being ready for Notre Dame. Obviously, we know they're a really good team.
Questions for Talen's on your left and Campbell's on your right.
Hey guys, for the both of you, just how devastating is this loss for y'all?
Very. This is not what we expected. Didn't go into this game with the mindset of this being the outcome. So it's kind of bad right now, man.
Definitely, like Cam said, is very frustrating. We had opportunities to win, and we just didn't get it done. So,
David, are you 100% healthy, not taking off as much, or what was the decision to kind of maybe not run as much as you have in the past?
yeah, I'm 100% healthy. It was just keep my eyes downfield and just the interior games that they play. Going into it. But that's one thing I have to do a better job of using the gifts God gave me, not just on the run that got called back, but throughout the game. So,
Taylor, can you kind of take us through your mindset of that last drive of you're marching, and then all of a sudden the ball comes out? What were you kind of thinking throughout that whole sequence?
Honestly, just one play at a time, just doing my job, making sure everybody's lined up. When the ball came out, just everybody was just waiting and watching the replay. But of course, Mike fumbled, but at the same time, that whole drive, it was feeding Mike and just the things that he's done, not just throughout the game, but this throughout these 4 weeks has been amazing. So I'm definitely proud of him.
You two are two of the older guys on the team. Losing back-to-back, how y'all did, that could make teams fall apart. But what do y'all got to do to kind of keep the guys together?
I'll say just mainly, us being leaders and captains, we're in that position for a reason. Correct our mistakes, see what we could have did better, and just go back to, preparing for the next opponent.
Like you said, we got to continue to get better on what we didn't do well, and continue to do the things that we've done well, and we got to as leaders just take ownership and just to keep everybody and keep the herd going. So.
Cam, how do you process what's happened defensively as a captain on this team to give up nearly 1,000 yards in 2 straight games?
Just really going back and seeing what all the mess ups were. What can we do better? How can we have a different approach? And just go back to our day one.
Coach just was in here and he said that he felt like coming in, you guys would have an advantage defensively. Memphis finished the game. I don't know what their total yardage was, but they had almost 300 yards rushing. What was there any one thing they were doing that was helping them get to that number?
They have very great players over there. We didn't underestimate them at all. They have a great quarterback, that was a true dual threat. He could have did things with his feet and his arm, and they have a great running back room as well. So we should have just really did what we was supposed to do. That was on us.
And, also I want to take ownership of the 2 picks and put in my defense. The defense had a tough situation, because they just got off the field and stuff. So that's on me too. It's not just on the defense.
Taylor, aside from those 2 red zone turnovers, 28 points, pretty much scoring at will in the first half. Final 5 minutes of the game, what dried up?
Honestly, just we gotta come out of halftime with the same type of energy, and it was similar to last week. So we just gotta practice like that, and with me, I gotta bring energy to my guys, and just do my job in that and to lead.
Taylor, what were you kind of seeing on that second interception, kind of the play before was almost caught? The second one was.
Say it again.
On the second interception, just kind of what were you seeing?
Yeah, it was a bunch formation. We had a concept, and honestly, I just saw the first lane to the second lane, so I threw it.
Taylor, was there anything in specific that the defense was doing that kept you from taking off?
Like I said, just their scheme, their games, and but at the same time, like I just got to do a better job of making them pay because just sometimes the contain wasn't there.
First half to second half, just what changed there from offensive? I mean, y'all scored 3 points after halftime. Any adjustments that they made that were really giving y'all fits?
No, not really. I would say most of the lulls were just on us and just the little details, that we have to, go back and fix, whether that's in the film room or in practice. So.
Cam, their backup quarterback had to come in, and he got that first down they needed. What do you see on that play, and can you speak about tackling in general today?
On that specific play when he came in, we thought we had him bottled up. We held him for a minute, but he just kept moving, and we should have put him on the ground, but he just kept going, and we got too lackadaisical on that specific play, and then tackling in general, I just feel like as a whole we just we try to be too aggressive, not sitting down and breaking down, and we don't have to be overly aggressive on our tackles, so we just have to go back to our fundamentals and our coaching.
Taylor, is there anything you can point to as just why late in these games the attention to detail just isn't quite what it needs to be?
Honestly, it's just on us, really. Just with we practice detailed and hard, but we have to take it to the game, and I have to do a better job of I'm the leader, I'm the captain of the offense. I have to do a better job of bringing energy when energy is needed and light that fire, and when a play is needed to be made, I have to make that. So that's what I was saying.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.